So we have a horrifying video today. Today we're covering the murder of Mary Jane Collins done by Dwaylen Hurst in Seabrook, Texas. And it is terrifying. It is absolutely the scariest thing that could possibly happen to anybody. The whole thing is wild.
Shocking motive in the murder of a Seabrook mother in front of her children.
As police continue the search for the suspect, we're learning they believe he killed the victim to avenge his brother's murder.
ABC 13's Jessica Willey is here to break down the stunning revelation, all new at 10.
Seabrook police believe the murder of Mary Jane Collins on October 4th is linked to a man's murder 4 years ago, and that her accused killer, who was wanted tonight, got close to her ultimately in order to retaliate. Tonight, her family wants justice. They say she didn't deserve this. She was the mother of 2 children. What was supposed to be a fresh start at Unit 504 for Mary Jane Collins and her 2 sons ended tragically on October 4th. Accused murderer Dwaylen Hurst is on the run as police lay out his alleged motive and brutality. King had a son with Collins. When officers arrived at her apartment a week and a half ago, they found the boy and his brother peering out the window. Their mother's body lay nearby. She had been stabbed to death. Ring cameras captured Hurst leaving 30 minutes earlier. Court records state that Collins told friends about abuse and showed them injuries in the days before her murder, but that on October 4th, it escalated when King somehow made a video call to Collins from prison. Hurst was present and taunted King, court records state, before slapping King's young son, which was captured on the video. All of this to lead police to conclude that Hurst was, quote, motivated to revenge the death of his brother. Thus, he befriended, abused, and then murdered the victim, who was the mother of Michael King's children. Hurst tonight, a wanted man.
So on October 4th, the Seabrook Police Department responded to Teakwood apartment complex. When the officers arrived, they got into the apartment and saw Mary Jane Collins dead on the floor, apparently stabbed to death in front of her 2 kids. The suspect's name is Dwaylen Hurst, and they say that he was trying to get back at her ex-boyfriend and baby daddy for killing his brother in 2020. Dwaylen Hurst's brother's name was Dejuan Triplett, one of those 2. But he was killed in 2020 by Mary Jane Collins' boyfriend and baby daddy at the time. The man responsible for Triplett's slaying, his name is Michael King. According to detectives, Hurst and June sparked a relationship with Collins, who was King's former girlfriend and the mother of their child. Cops did not say whether Collins knew of the connection. Police alleged that Hurst was almost immediately abusive towards Collins. She showed up at her grandmother's house with a bite mark on her face and accused Hurst of being the perpetrator. She also showed pictures to friends of the injuries she allegedly suffered at the hands of Hurst. The day of the murder, King, apparently using a smuggled phone from prison, placed a FaceTime call to call Collins. Hurst answered. He proceeded to taunt King and slap his child in the face. The child can be heard on the video crying with Collins saying, "No, get away, baby, get away from him." The call ended around 10 a.m. It was the last time anyone saw Collins alive. Detectives say it was only Hurst, Collins, and the 2 children in the home at the time. Ring camera footage showed Hurst leaving the apartment shortly after 11 a.m. and taking an evasive path to walk away from the scene, per the affidavit. King's mother, apparently aware of her son's phone conversation, posted to Facebook asking that someone check on Collins' well-being. Friends saw the post and called 911, which led to police discovering her body. Police obtained an arrest warrant for murder. There's a quote here saying, "I believe the defendant was motivated to revenge the death of his brother Dejuan Triplett," a detective concluded. Thus, he befriended, abused, and murdered the victim, who was the mother of Michael King's children. Anyone with information is asked to call Seabrook Police at 281-291-5610. Wow. This man has went out of his way to make 2 children orphans, yo. The dad's in prison, the mom's dead, like they are orphans now. What? Oh, holy cow, yo. This kind of shit make you sick to your stomach, yo. I went and tried to look up some information on the murder of Dejuan Triplett done by Michael King, and this is what it says. Triplett was shot while arguing with a woman in the street. 2 men approached Triplett during the argument, drew guns out of their waistbands, and shot Triplett. Triplett managed to drive away after being shot, but crashed his car after only about a block. He was found wounded inside the car and was declared dead at the local hospital, police said. Police initially said they had no suspects or descriptions of the men who committed the shooting and didn't know the motive. Investigators' first clue about the suspects was an anonymous tip leading them to a gas station at the corner of South Bell Drive and Texas Avenue on the west side of Texas City. Security camera footage from the gas station showed Triplett there about 1 p.m., along with the woman he was later seen arguing with on 3rd Avenue. King and another man approached Triplett at the gas station and pointed guns at him, but left without firing. Police learned the gas station confrontation was preceded by another incident that involved Triplett, King, and the woman at a house on Bell Drive. The fatal shooting occurred about an hour after the gas station confrontation, about 5 miles east of the gas station. The day after the shooting, police issued a public appeal asking for information on the shooters. On the same day, detective received a call from an attorney representing King. The attorney agreed to take King in to be interviewed. During the interview, King allegedly told the police he believed Triplett had stolen guns from him, leading to the events at the gas station. King also told police the shooting on 3rd Avenue North was committed in self-defense. King allegedly told police he shot at Triplett because Triplett was reaching for a gun inside his own car. Police said they found no weapons in Triplett's vehicle. The second man wanted in the shooting was also suspected of being involved in the gas station confrontation. Police found a car believed to have been used in the shooting at the man's girlfriend's house. When police arrived at the girlfriend's house, they found 2 women wiping the vehicle down. Officers told the women to stop touching the car until police could process it for evidence. We live amongst actual demons, yo. This is some of the most demonic stuff I've ever heard. And to think that it all started from an incident that happened in 2020 regarding the murder of a whole other man. Jesus, yo. This is like, it's very, very disheartening, just to say the least, but I will say the most right now. Fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if this was his last hurrah before he goes to prison, and I almost want to say I believe this man was probably attempting to get closer to the man he really wants, the dude that killed his half-brother, and this was just the most destructive way he can get there. He really wanted to get there and make a point. So he decided to kill this woman, Mary Jane Collins. Like, you'd be surprised how easy it is for these dudes to get into the prison system and work their way into crossing paths with who they want. Such a destructive community, like really such a destructive community. These men don't even look like good men based on the pictures that we've shown. Like, their faces just don't look like good men, don't look like people that you want to have around you. And I always say fuck that victim blaming nonsense, so I'ma just say it. Like, how did she even like want to get involved with people who look like this? They just look like trouble. I ain't gonna cap with you. Ah, man. I'm not saying that she deserved to die, because she didn't, but like, oh man. Her friends and grandmother had already said that she reported to them that he had been abusing her since the relationship began. And so honestly, she should have called the police on this man a long time ago, but she didn't, and now she never can. The only reason he got caught up is because she's dead now. Very lost community. Very, very lost community. Almost to the point where you don't, like, I don't see a future. You know, this is, ooh, poor boys, they are orphans now. And, like, yeah. Hood Black America is top 3 biggest detriments to the country. It is the biggest detriment to my community personally. I truly wish none of you ever existed. Like, truly. The biggest detriment to my life as a black man is not the police. It's not a white man. It's not a Mexican. It's not an Asian. It is somebody who shares the same lineage as me. And that is disgusting. From birth until death, this is and will be my biggest problem in life. Like, bar none. No contest. I'm not scared of the KKK. I'm not scared of white supremacist groups. I'm not scared of police. I'm not scared of the law. Like, I'm truly afraid of another black man. what that's wow, yo. We really commit most of the crimes. We're one of the smallest populations in the US. And like, and when I say crimes, I mean like we commit most of the homicides by a large margin, extremely large. So I just like, that's a real fact. And that when you take that in, that's just like, damn, yo, my biggest enemy is myself, unfortunately. What do you do with this? Rest in peace to the young lady, Mary Jane Collins. Praying for the young boys who had to see their mother be stabbed to death. They will have this traumatic event playing in their heads probably for the rest of their lives, trying to cope. They have officially been orphaned. Their dad's in prison, their mom's dead. They have no mom and dad. They are orphans. That is insane. They are at the mercy of whatever other family they have. And wow, yo. Wow. Very dark times, man. Very, very, very dark times. Thank God for social media, because news outlets, whatever else, because we can see this type of stuff actually happens. It's not a game. It's not a joke. This is real. Getting revenge for your brother's death through the means of the murderer's baby mother, the mother of his children, his ex-girlfriend. You hear stories all the time about dudes like killing their girlfriends, killing their exes, killing women that don't do what they want, essentially, but to use this woman as a revenge tool is absolutely crazy. To pretend that you wanted to be with her since June, just for when October comes, you decide to murder her, like, wild. And to abuse the kids in the process. Insane. I don't think no adult should ever put their hands on their kid, even if it's out of discipline. I think adults that do that are very weak-minded, very, very terrible individuals. This man clearly has no soul, and he's strictly looking out for his revenge. That's all he cares about. He wants to get his own justice for the death of his brother, his half-brother. But oh man, I really think we need to kill this culture, this hood culture, this gang banging culture. And this wasn't really gang banging, so it says. It doesn't say that this had anything to do with gang violence or anything, but this is some ghetto stuff. This is hood stuff. This is disgusting. It's a culture that nobody should ever want to be a part of. This is ridiculous. So, oh man. I'm gonna say it one more time. Your biggest obstacle as a black man is another black man from birth until you die. That's the worst thing that could ever step foot in front of you. Oh, man. I don't really identify with much of black culture, unfortunately. Or fortunately for me. But this is the reason why, yo. This is what people think of when they think of black culture. Murder, drugs, alcohol, gangbanging. There's many things that apparently didn't apply here, but it does apply. It applies to black culture. So I don't identify with none of that. And this is just sad. Very dark days. I tell you right now. I think as a community, we need to shame these people. We need to not make this so cool. We are lost as a community. Have been for a very long time. Decades at this point. Almost 100 years, but decades at this point. Very, very destructive community. We destroy ourselves from the inside, and or our biggest detriment. There's no way that this is life, or this should be life. Wow. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, that's the story. There's really no information aside from the fact that they believe the motive is revenge for the death of his half-brother in 2020 by the hands of Michael King. To think all that snowballed into this, wow. But this is sad. I want to get off this topic. I don't want to talk about it no more. Like the video. Sounds fucking crazy to say, but like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be dropping more content on more videos, and yeah, y'all have a good one.